Hi, today it's kind of shock in terms of protesters storming into the Capitol building and actually got into the hall that all of the representatives were there and created never seen before chaos and fear. And even right now, there's still a lot of people there, but we kind of talking about this a while back regarding if Trump loses, that his supporters on one side will try to not allow that to happen, right? So this is not a big surprise. Okay, let's see what is Trump is talking here. I'm gonna turn on the sound a little bit, but
especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Well, the president did say go home there, but his message was wrapped in a lie. I'm going to bring Chris Christie for more on that. He said the election was stolen. He said he won in the landslide. He said they're trying to take it away from you. You know that's not true. You've said it's not true.
Anyway, there from the president is still denying the results, in which I think in the scheme of things, we have to be respected. Of course, not that I really like Biden, but well, this has been going on. The system been failing for a majority of workers. If you remember back in the 70s, that with the head of the family working, he can pretty easy to support, the family. And now, after 30 years or so, it's the wages been stagnant. And Americans are suffering because the wealth had transferred to the top 1%. I think that's a problem, and the top 1% actually are controlling the politicians. So in a way, I'm definitely not condoning this, and I'm not, either supporting both party or, actually I'm more independent. But I think it's a wake-up call for politicians, even though it's sort of illegal and bad way to approach it. But they got to be pressured to make sure that politicians are not corrupted and only serve their masters, who are, these billionaires class, right? So, and, the commentator even say, oh, now China and Russia are going to be happy. Every country have their own problems. So I don't think that, assuming, your enemies or whatever, China are going to be happy and, hey, we're doing this to ourselves, we not we, but I mean the capitalists actually, I'm not communist, but the capitalists actually transfer their wealth without us, well, we know it, but without us actually have the political system that can address the problem, because they control it, and they start taking away social security, pensions, all that stuff. Now Americans are suffering, and then it's very divisive right now. So Joe Biden got to make sure that he address all these problems instead of calling people. I listened to Joe Biden earlier, and he called these people mob. With respect, they are not. They're just they are victims of the failed system, and they don't have the space to to do a grievance. So they do that through Trump, which is very incompetent guy anyway. That he's not gonna 4 years is I think to me 4 years is a big failure. However, Bush and Clinton probably worse, and Obama, because they actually, especially Bush, lead us to Iraq war. The same thing with Obama, going to Syria and all of this stuff, spend trillions of dollars in American lives and people lives that lost in these wars, and still going just to serve the defense industry, profit, right? So the system is corrupted and rigged. It's rigged, just like Trump said, it's rigged. And but I think we need to come together and actually address the problem with just the inequality, corruptions, and big money in politics. And we need to be able to put our progressive or good people in the government, that will not serve the interests of the elite only, but to serve the interests of the people. Otherwise, it's gonna get worse before it get better. So going back to Biden and calling these people mob is not accurate, and Trump saying that he won is not accurate neither. So we got to, I think Biden gonna have to instead of do the should I say just follow the corporation law and order stuff. They got to go deeper than that. They have to address these people grievance, which is their economic and social problems. The healthcare, education. I think economy is a big problem. Unemployment is a huge problem right now. So we got to address that, and income inequality, and the rich have to pay a tax to support the social services, things like that. Otherwise, you're gonna pay for roads and bridges and the new high-speed trains and things like that. If unemployment is so high, I think these people are just not happy of what's going on with the whole thing. The changings, the immigration, certain way with the immigration. We need to control immigration as well. So we need an immigration reform and things like that, but not promoting racism toward immigrants, which is not the way to go. But because we have limited resources and we're going through difficult times with the pandemic, we need to address the healthcare system. So we need something like a national healthcare, definitely, to address this, because the private healthcare industry will not address it. It's good that we have vaccines, but we need more because we're going to have more virus mutations and things like that. So this is going to be ongoing research and vaccines coming out. And we have protesters that protest against wearing masks, which is, to me, very, very dangerous. And a lot of people are ignorant because they don't trust anything. I mean, you have to do your own homework. Hospitals now are inundated with patients, COVID patients, that they have to turn away other kind of patients, because I have family members that telling me, they run out of beds. Is that hoax? People are dying. Is that hoax? You really have to do your homework, instead of, Americans should not just trust one individual like Trump or Biden, but you have to do your homework. And you can you can be too extreme, like, hey, I don't believe this, I believe this. You cannot do extreme. I do my homework, and I talk to people that, in the hospitals, and they all say the same thing, that we inundated with COVID. There are more cases. Surely, most people will not having the symptoms, or we have a little bit of symptoms, but some people will die. People that have weak immune, or older folks, will die, and the more infections, the more death, and the longer it will take for the economy to recover. So you have to protect ourselves. You cannot be, I want to exercise my freedom. I don't want to, this and that. I mean, just to believe like Trump, whatever he said, I think it is very dangerous, to say the least. You have to do your homework, do your own study, and you have to trust science, because medical science, because if you go back to the history, vaccines, save us a lot of lives. Surely there are some side effects, but at this point, during pandemic, you cannot say I'm not going to get vaccines. I think that the risk of not getting it is more than the reward. I mean, it would be a bad risk if you not taking the vaccine. You know what I mean? Even though it's not 100% proof, but I took mine, and I encourage everyone to do the same. Again, use your judgment. Anyway, that's my take, and the system need to take care of 99% of people, period. If, Joe Biden still talking the same way as Clinton, who shipped auto industry job away to Mexico, and that caused millions of jobs lost, that people understand, he will fail. We will have this problem again, because this is it has to do with economy and, unemployment problem. That's the main thing. But of course, other social issues there also. But if, the economy is doing well, the restoration of economy is fast, you know, then, you know, things will get better sooner. But I think this year going to be pretty rough for us anyway. Hang in there and be self-sufficient, do your homework, start learning some new skills, or, you know, be self-sufficient, like growing your vegetable garden, be at peace with yourself and your neighbor, find new hobbies that you can, you know, stay home and at least be sane, not insane. You know, you have to shift your behavior a little bit, you know, not just US, but many countries have their surges, pandemic surges as well, you know. So anyway, we'll talk to you folks in a little bit, and hopefully look like things will die down, but it's very scary that, you know, we don't know how many protesters have you know, have weapons, you know. I mean, for the politicians, they're pretty scared. They thought they're gonna be, you know, somebody gonna start shooting there, you know. Anyway, we'll see you folks on the next video, and take care, and you know, we'll get over this. Bye for now, and please subscribe if you like my video, and stay safe.